Yeah, I didn't think I'd get this many carries, but like I said, I was physically prepared, so I guess that they just prepare you for like the maximum amount of workload you possibly can. All freshmen, so they just get you as prepared as possible.
Jonathan, was that game a little different than what you've seen so far? As far as a lot of plays where you didn't have a whole lot of room to run, and the defensive front was, I'm sure, the best you guys have seen this year. Was a little bit different running against.
Yeah, it definitely was, and during the week, Coach talked about it a lot. He said, there's going to be a game of patience. Take the one, take the two. Eventually they'll start to pop, and it was just a game of patience. Staying with your reads.
You excited to play your first X game?
I definitely am. Right now, they got the Axe game, different Axe games, on loop in the locker room, and just seeing those guys after the game sprint to the Axe, and just having so much excitement after the game. I can't wait.
Were you aware of the rivalry very much before, when you're being recruited, or before you got to campus? I mean, what's it like to kind of learn about that?
Yeah, I was aware of the rivalry, but they talked about how long it's been, and how it kind of flip sides. Like in the '60s, Minnesota used to win a lot, so it should be fun. But they definitely talk about respecting the rivalry, so we're going in, trying to give them our best shot.
Is it kind of surreal to still be in the Heisman race at this point in the season? Just a couple more games before you kind of could be invited to New York. Is that kind of crazy to think about?
Yeah, it definitely is. Towards the end of the season, a lot of accolades start coming around, and that's when people tend to get off track. But the end of the season is when you got to be the most focused, because those games are the most vital. So, just trying to stay focused and just continue to help my team.
Before you came here, did you ever think about winning the Heisman? Was that a dream of yours? Did you ever envision yourself?
Oh yeah, every kid dreams about winning the Heisman, but coming in that wasn't my main focus. I always talk about how my focus was just staying ready, and just being ready whenever my number was called.
So when your name comes up on highlight shows about you're in the Heisman race, that sort of thing, would you turn it off, or what? Would you listen to it, or do you tune it out like the other stuff? Or
no, I'll watch it for like a minute or two, and then I'll just turn it off because it's fun to watch for a while, but I know that that can't be my sole focus because that's not what got me here, and that's not what's driving this team.
When did you realize that you belonged? I mean, I know in fall camp you were kind of down the pecking order the first couple weeks, and then you had that scrimmage. Was the scrimmage the time where you realized, wow, I can really make an impact here in this season, or early on, or was it a different moment where you realized, wow, I can really do this?
I always knew that I could make an impact. It was just a matter of time of, once I learned everything, and, once I just caught up to the speed of the game, and, just got into the whole, college flow. Once coming in here, everything's new, so, it's only a matter of time until you start getting comfortable and learning the system.
Where's patience been on your list of qualities? Is it something that you've always had as a runner? Is that something that's developed over this freshman year? Or?
That's something that I've had a little bit, but I definitely feel like Coach Settle has developed it even more, especially, with the gap schemes, that we run, and, you definitely have to be patient and let the blocks develop, and I think, that's where I've grown at.
So how do you get better at that? Is it just experience, or how do you get better at it?
I think it's also communication, with your linemen, and, just knowing the blocking scheme, knowing that, you just have to be patient, they're going to open up.
What have you seen out of Minnesota on film from them? And obviously being a big rivalry game, but what do you see out of that defense underneath P.J. Fleck in his first year?
We know those guys play hard, and, being it's their last home game, senior day, everything that we see on film, we're just saying we're going to multiply it by 5 because those guys are going to come out, fired up and ready to play in front of their family and friends.
I know you played at a really small high school in New Jersey. When you come here, are you a little nervous about the different level of competition, or facing all Division I guys, whereas maybe you were facing not that many in high school, or was that a thought in your head?
It was definitely an exciting thought in my head, knowing that I'm going to be going against the best guys in the country. So I took it as a challenge, to push myself to see how far I could, push myself to get better, and see where I could develop at, and just keep getting better as a player.
Jonathan, have any seniors stepped up so far and sort of given you a talk about the Axe? You guys talk about the Axe?
Oh yeah, always. Dakota Dixon. Even T.J. Edwards. Him not being a senior, but all those other guys. Especially in my pod. They talk about how it's a big week and that both teams are going to come out swinging. So you have to make sure that you're prepared for a fight.
Jonathan, in your senior year of high school, did it ever start to feel too easy for you?
My senior year of high school, I never thought of it being too easy. I just thought about it of, I got to make as many plays as possible to, help my team win. And, that's how I came in here. After a while, I started thinking about, am I going to make a play today? That's what it's about, making plays and, helping your team.
When it looks, look at your success so far and just the accolades and the finalist awards for, coming up. Just what does it mean, not just for you, but for those that block in front of you, those that have helped mentor you through so much so far?
It shows how much it actually shows how much they care. They care about this team, and that whoever's in there, they're willing to do whatever it takes, to help each other succeed. So, that's I tip my hats off to the guys up front and everyone else in the offensive huddle, because those guys, they give me a lot of confidence every single play, and day in and day out through practice. So I think it just shows the testimony of how much they care.
That first game you got to start against FAU, did you surprise yourself with how well you played? Over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did you kind of think, wow, it's kind of crazy, I can already do stuff like this?
It was definitely kind of crazy, getting 3 touchdowns, in one of the first few games of the season. And, I was just thanking the guys up front, and I was just very thankful. That was an exciting time.
Has it crossed your mind yet that you've tied the Big Ten record for most freshman week, and you could potentially break it with all the great freshmen that have been in and out of this conference?
I was definitely surprised, and just getting that many Big Ten freshmen of the week, I was just like, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, that's crazy, and and it came down to me focusing every week, and just doing the best that I can, focusing on how can I help my team this week, how can I help the team get out with a W.
I'm sure you probably know you're approaching Adrian Peterson's freshman rushing record when he was at Oklahoma. When you hear stuff like that, and people can talk about the Heisman stuff, but when you're compared to people like Adrian Peterson and you're breaking, approaching those kind of records, does that kind of make you think, oh, this is kind of surreal to me?
It definitely is. Coming up with records, approaching records in your first year in college, it's definitely crazy. But it's like, you're just going out there every game, you're having fun, and you're just focused on your assignment every play. And that's what Coach Sutter talks about. It's like you just do your assignment, and just play hard and have fun. Things will just fall in place.
What running backs did you watch growing up?
I definitely watch Adrian Peterson. I watch Arian Foster.